Hey everybody, it's me John aka Nosy, and I'm back for another topical video talking about something Transformers related. I wanted to make this video because I want to kind of do like a before we see anything like a trailer or anything like that. My first preconception thoughts, if you will, on the announcement of the voice cast for Transformers 1, which is a fully animated theatrical movie coming out. Yeah, and it is a very interesting casting choices for this film. I mean, the director directing this is decent. It's been directed by Josh Cooley, who is, of course, was the director that worked on Toy Story 4, I think it was, the last one. And that film was fantastic. I think he did a great job with that film. The thing is, when it comes to the cinematic Transformers films, they've gone with like big named talent over the pre-existing talent, voice talent that has worked on Transformers since 1984, that are still alive. Yes, the Michael Bay films, say what you will, at least they did use Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. Well, they brought Frank Welker in later, after Hugo Weaving essentially was not interested in voicing any characters anymore, or coming back to voice Megatron anymore. But at least Michael Bay, at least those films, at least they did bring back Frank and Pete to some degree. Whether how the whole thing, there's a big debate around these films, like like how Peter Cullen had to audition to voice the character that he's voiced since 1984. He had to literally audition, and also he's had some pretty, listening to how Peter Cullen, his experiences working on those films. He doesn't really have very fond experiences because of, he's basic like with one of them, like Travis Knight's Bumblebee film. Even though that I love that film, however, basically Peter Cullen had to potentially dub over someone else. Someone else kind of did the lines, and basically Peter Cullen had to listen to what the previous actor had done, and had to kind of go off that. So it didn't feel natural, and he didn't like that process. He's been quite vocal about that. So, but getting away from the little tangent now, there has been some big name voice actors that have been a part of the live action or the cinematic Transformers films. Coming to Transformers 1 now, this film I have been kind of interested in, mostly because the director is Josh Cooley, and I thought he did a fantastic job with the last Toy Story film that came out. And obviously we haven't seen a fully animated film since, like, cinematic film. Of course, it's not live action, it's fully animated, but we haven't seen an animated film since 1986 in the cinemas, and I thought that would have been really, really cool, and it's a very special thing. Many people have been quite vocal already. Now, I'm going to hold off my complete judgment to a degree. I haven't seen the film, I haven't seen a trailer yet, I haven't seen anything. So a lot of people, doing a video like this, people will probably fire at me saying, give it a chance. It might be better than you think. There has been some examples of this where, like look at Chris Pratt, for instance. When he got announced for voicing Mario, now there was a lot of controversy around that. But yeah, I think he did a great job after seeing the film, and a lot of people agree he did a good job. However, the voice actor that's always voiced Mario since a long for many, many years. Yes, he did come back in some degree. He did play like a little side character, just to kind of a little nod to him. But it still leaves a bit of a bittersweet taste in some people's mouths over that. But yet, Chris Pratt's performance as Mario, and the whole cast, the whole voice cast for that film, a lot of people agree after seeing it, have did a great job, and I must agree that I think they did. For all I know, I'm hoping they have a fucking good voice director on this film that can get the best possible out of these actors. I mean, obviously, Josh Cooley being the director, he'll be working a lot very closely with the scripts and with the vocal side of it, the ADR and everything. So it's just, I'm getting a little bit sick now of not using proper voice actor talent. These people specialize in voicing animated characters or voicing in anything. They specialize in this field, and it really pisses me off when voice actors still within Hollywood do not get the recognition and respect that they rightfully deserve. The whole acting thing in Hollywood and so on. I mean, look at Japan. Voice actors in Japan are seen as literally the best, the creme de la creme. They are literally seen as creme de la creme. They are the peak of entertainment in Japan. Quite rightly so, just seen as idols. Most of them are idols in the fact that some of them are singers as well. They sing. They also do voice acting, and they're actors, on-screen actors. So they are properly treated in my respect when it comes to that. But in America, and I don't know, in America and other countries, voice actors are seen as very secondary, and they're not given the same kind of respect that a regular on-screen actor gets. Now, I'm not saying there isn't going to be any voice acting talent a part of this film. There most likely will be some secondary characters that they will probably get an actual voice actor for. That usually is the case. Like a character that's probably only in it for a minute. They might bring someone else in rather than a big name. It really does kind of piss me off. I mean, look at the voice cast we have for Transformers 1 as it stands. We have obviously Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, or Ryan Pax, because apparently this film is supposed to be like it's meant to be like a pre-film before it's meant to kind of tell the story of a young Optimus Prime, so it should be Orion Pax. I don't have a problem with Chris Hemsworth voicing Orion Pax, but he is actually known down for saying Optimus Prime, so he's literally voicing that character from being Orion Pax, I think, straight through to Optimus when he gets reconfigured. Scarlett Johansson playing Alita. Now, Scarlett Johansson has actually done quite a lot of voice work. She was actually in the original SpongeBob SquarePants film. She played the female character with the glasses, and she's in the Sing films, and I actually quite like those films. They're kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. I can't quite enjoy them, and she put voices in that as well, and also sings as well. So Scarlett Johansson, I don't have too much of a problem with voicing Alita. I think she's a decent actress as well as a voice actress. I think she's pretty decent. However, again, I think they could have. I understand as well that not a lot of people outside of the circle of being a collector or that looks into these things or still has a nostalgic sort of thought process around Transformers from back in 1984, right back in 1984, right throughout ever since. A lot of people, wherever you are, your age frame, when it comes to being introduced to Transformers at some point in time, you will hold some sort of, you will understand who these people are behind the voices, which we do, but most people won't really understand. I understand why they go for big names, because big names get bums on seats, and that's what Paramount want. They want bums on seats, and that's the whole idea. It's obviously money making. That's the movie business. It's all about making money and trying to get a good box office, and obviously the whole Transformers cinematic thing has really kind of hit a big low with audiences. So part of me, I can see where the strategy is for this, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. They are trying to appease the general public with this. They are trying to appease the general public, the general audience, those parents that will bring their little ones to go see it. That's the whole idea. Which most of you will agree, that is the whole idea and thought process around these casting choices. They are big recognisable names. Both Scarlett Johansson and Chris Hemsworth are known for the Marvel's MCU stuff as well as other things. So those two on their own will quite happily get people to go see this, because they are very influential actors. Then we've got another voice, another actor, John Hamm, who was playing Sentinel Prime or Sentinel. John Hamm, I have no idea about his ability for voice acting. Yeah, I have no comment over that. He's a good actor, don't get me wrong. He's a good actor, but voice acting, I am not quite sure. But John Hamm is Sentinel Prime, and I'm not quite sure how to take that one. Sentinel Prime's never really been a character that I'm that bothered about, really. Sentinel Prime was animated, obviously, voiced by Townsend Coleman. They could have quite easily brought Townsend Coleman back to voice Sentinel in this film, but there we go. And then we've got someone called Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron. I do not even know who this guy is. I've never heard of him before. That is a big, risky move. That's even riskier than getting Chris Hemsworth as Optimus. I don't know who he is. I don't know how good he is as an actor. It looks like he's known for comedic stuff from looking at what he's done in the past. I think he's mostly a comedic, maybe a stand-up comedian actor. Guess maybe, I don't know. Again, I can't really say too much before seeing anything. I understand that. But when you get a name like that, obviously people will know who he is, but not everyone will know who he is. And he's voicing Megatron. I don't know how to take that one. And also, Lawrence Fishburn is playing Alpha Trion. As a voice actor, I'm not sure. I am a fan of Lawrence Fishburne. He's been in the John Wick films and known for the Matrix franchise. I don't really know what to make of this one. Alpha Trion, he's probably not going to... Well, obviously, he's a pinnacle character, as Alpha Trion. He certainly is. He's the one who, of course, reconfigures Orion Pax into Optimus in the first place. I don't have much of a problem with Lawrence Fishburne to a degree, but again, I don't know what his ability's like, when it comes to voice acting. Keegan Michael Key. Now, Keegan Michael Key, he's done quite a lot of voice work. I am very, very aware of him. Obviously, he's a comedian, stand-up comedian and actor as well, um, of course. But he's voicing Bumblebee. Uh, that's a very interesting choice to voice Bumblebee. Um, I'm guessing Bumblebee's going to be very comedic in this film. I don't think he's going to be very serious. Hence why they've got such a well-known comedic actor to voice him. I've got a feeling he's going to be more like comedy, kind of like he's going to kind of break up the comedy, break up the seriousness maybe in the story a bit. I don't know. To be honest, I've got no real affection for Bumblebee as a character. Yes, obviously, Bumblebee's Bumblebee, but he's not one of my favourite characters. However, a lot of people do like Bumblebee. Mostly younger demographic of fans seem to like Bumblebee because of the films. And also Steve Belushi, he's also kind of been mentioned, but yet I don't know if that's true or not. I know IMDb have Steve Belushi mentioned as a voice, but there's no name to. I don't know if he's voicing a character or what. I'm not. I'm not going. I'm gonna. I'm one of these people where I try and give benefit of the doubt. I will see this film when it comes out because, like I say, I will see this film because I want to see it with my own eyes. I want to see it with my own eyes. I want to forge my own opinion on this because, for all I know, this might actually come out to surprise. They have got a decent director at the helm of this. I think they've gone with the general public over the fans with this, which you need a bit of both. You need a hybrid. At least the Michael Bay films had that hybrid a little bit. Yes, they messed up with the story. If you can argue till the cows come home that the storylines in the Michael Bay films were incredibly confusing. They set up one thing and then it changes to another. You can quite clearly see the changes as the film progresses. However, they did break it up. They gave us some big voice actor names in those films. But at least with the Michael Bay films, at least we had that hybrid thing. We did have some nostalgic value there with the return of Frank and Pete and John DiMaggio voicing characters. And it's... What do you guys think of this? Are you still interested in going to see the film, or will you hold off until it goes up on some sort of streaming service? I mean, to be honest, I want to support the brand because I obviously I do support the brand. You can see behind me, I support the brand in some shape or form. I am a big fan of Transformers. I'm not an elitist thinking person when it comes to Transformers. Where I mean that, what I mean by that is where you get your purists, you get your elitist fans, which are purely G1 only, or their mindset is purely on one thing, and they will not see eye to eye, or they will not allow any change, or they just seem to have a problem with anything but that one thing. I'm not that person, I'm a fan of majority of it. It's just this voice casting choices, to me, it just doesn't work. For me personally, it just does. They don't work. Before going to see it, it doesn't work on paper. On paper, for me, it doesn't work. Many people will probably have the same preconception of that before even going to see it. Now, this could both hurt, or it could actually hurt the film. It could also do well for the film. But they are going towards the general public over the fans, which is kind of a smart move to a degree. It is a smart move because, end of the day, they want as many people as possible, not just the fans. But the thing is, you don't know how this film might work out to be quite good. it might be a decent film, but by the time it comes out, or we actually physically do see it, it might be decent. They've got a decent director, like I've mentioned. They've got a decent guy directing it at the helm of this, which means there's probably a very good team of engineers and directors. And there's probably a good team behind that glass panel when it comes to the voice recordings. So at least there's that to look at. But the fact is that, again, and they are not, I mean, for all we know, there might be a few surprises in there. They might maybe bring some returning voices back. You don't know. They might bring some, some voices back that have been in Transformers in the past. They might do that as like a little nod to that. But part of me's thinking that, they've gone down a completely different route. But I'm trying my hardest here to be I'm trying my hardest not to be too judgmental on it before even seeing it. I can only look at it at face value as it is presented to us at the moment. I will be going to see this, and I will be doing a fair thoughts process on this film when it's come out. I will do a review on the film on the channel when the film comes out, so that this is at the pre-thought process just of the casting. This is my thoughts pre the film coming out. Now I will do a post thoughts when the film does come out. But thank you. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. And that's me signing out. And take care of yourselves. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Bye bye.